Well, Forest Green Rovers away tomorrow night, but first just reflecting on Saturday, what element of that performance probably pleased you the most?
I think the intensity in our press was very good. Our body language and the work rate from the play was exceptional. And I think we should have won the game. You know, I thought that at the time, and I'm watching it back. I still think the only chance that they had was through our mistake. But I think there was so many positives to take out the performance. Now it's just to build on. We need to get better at times with the ball at our feet and move it a little bit quicker. But I think it's a really good step in the right direction. It's about taking 3 points now in the coming weeks.
So Paul Smith, that was his first start since coming back from his injury. How's he come through it?
Yeah, obviously we asked him with 25 to go. He was feeling a little bit tight, and when you've had a player out for so long, the risk is always you go into fatigue where there's a risk of him doing the same injury again. So we didn't want to take that risk. He's going to be a big player from us. We've got 12 games left. What we need now is we need Paul Smythe to be at his very, very best for probably 6 or 7 of them. So it's about managing his minutes in the coming weeks and then getting him back to his best. Again,
it's going to be quite limited time on the training ground with your players, and probably going to be a common theme for this month. So what's your focus in the time that you do have?
I think the biggest thing is keeping them fresh mentally, physically. I think I've never known 4 Tuesday away games in a month before, and all of that quite considerable distance being covered. So we want them to have a structure to work from, but we also want them to have a freedom to play as well. So I think that in the next 2 or 3 weeks, it's about keeping the minds fresh, and every time that they come to step on the pitch, that they feel physically ready to go.
Strikers Harry Smith, Aaron Drinan, both on 13 goals and have been for some time. So without a goal at the moment, as a manager, how do you help kind of break that duck?
Well, again, it's them believing in themselves, getting the right areas, making the right runs, and if they make the right runs, the chances will come. I've seen them in training, the finishing is really good. And again, listen, what's gone on in the last is irrespective, so we want to make sure that going forward they have confidence. I like Drinan, he does everything at a real tempo, he sprints a lot in the game, and obviously Harry Smith's a big lad. At times some of the balls up to him are terrible. You think you've got a big man up there, you want to hit his head, when at times you can hit his chest. It's easier for him to deal with. We've worked a little bit in working at angles, so when he's coming off from the sides rather than receiving straight long balls all the time. We want to play, but at times, especially when you go away to Hartlepool and the pitch is really, really tough to deal with tight, intricate football, then there's going to be times that we need to hit him, but we need to hit him in the right areas.
Forest Green Rovers, top of the league, but having a bit of a wobble at the moment. No doubt still going to be a tough test though.
I'd say they're having a bit of wobble. He was never going to go through the season winning every single week. The record up until about 6 or 7 games was fantastic. You know, but I've been in their position. You have injuries, you pick up suspensions, and you're going to have at some time a loss of form. What I will say is they've got some good players, and the manager there has done a tremendous job in his first job. But I do see vulnerabilities that they've got. So it's up to us to turn up, have the right attitude, and try and take advantage of what's happening at their football club at the moment.
In terms of your squad, I know we were speaking Saturday about the availability of maybe Darren Prattley. Is that one you can go and update on?
Again, he's only returned to training today, so he's just done a light session with the physios and the fitness coaches. In terms of making tomorrow's squad, he won't be available. We've just got to be careful with the COVID stuff. But for Rochdale, he'll be back in the squad.